Hi friends, happy Saturday. It's the day after Christmas, and I really hope that you guys had a wonderful Christmas and you got everything that you wanted on your Christmas list. If you didn't, well, there's still time before the end of the year. You might not get it for Christmas, but you still might get it, and I just hope you had a wonderful time with your families. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to come on here and do a little bit of chalking today. I've been needing my chalking therapy, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to do it. Okay, that's kind of not completely true. I do have time to do it. I've just chosen to do other things instead of doing the chalking. I had my family here. My daughter and her boyfriend were here for Christmas. And so I just decided to do that type of stuff, right? Which was way more important than going live and chalking with you. I'm sorry, but my family, I thoroughly enjoyed having time with my family. So, hi. Welcome to another edition of Chalking with Babycakes. As you're hopping on, say hi. Look at this. Isn't this cute? Can you see this? I know it's a little backwards, guys. My daughter, my youngest daughter, made this for me. So one of this, so if you could please. So my youngest daughter, she wanted a calligraphy hand lettering kit so she could learn how to hand letter. So for Christmas, she got lessons on how to hand letter, as well as a couple of different kits with watercolors and hand lettering and calligraphy and all of those things. So that was pretty cool. Trying to figure out how to open this guy. It doesn't want to work for me. I'm really not seeing where the opening is, and this is one of the ones I want to do today. I see it, but it's not working. So today I'm just going to do a couple quick projects. There's going to be 3 little guys, just 3 of them. And it's all going to be kitchen related, kitchen and coffee related. So we're going to get started. And we're going to start, this is a 5x7, a little 5x7, just block of wood that I painted white. And we're going to do the hangry on it. Hangry, it's an adjective, a state of anger and irritability caused by lack of food, hunger, causing a negative emotional state. Now, when you are chalking, you're going to need a couple of different things. You are going to need a surface, you're going to need your reusable silkscreen stencils, and what I'm doing right now is I'm fuzzing my stencil because it's the first time I'm using it. So I want to make sure that when I stick it down on my surface, I'm going to be able to pull it back up. And if it's too overly sticky when I pull it back up, what can happen is I can ruin the stencil. Portions of the stencil can either stay on the surface, or which is not good, or you can stretch your silkscreen portion of it, and that's not good either. So you need your surface, your stencil, your reusable stencil. You need a chalk paste. We have tons of colors of chalk paste. And you'll need a squeegee, which you saw me using right there, and then some stir sticks. So I've got these stir sticks. I'm going to just get these over here. And I don't have, let me go get my water bottle, because I forgot to leave it on the desk, or on the table. But fortunately, I had it right over yonder where my water bath is. So you're also going to need a water bath, and that's where you clean your silkscreen stencils, because they are reusable, so you need to wash them off. Let's see, what else do you need? I think that's about it. I use puppy pads to dry my stencils on. And these stir sticks. So you want your paste to be a nice yogurt-like consistency. And if you have any questions, let me know as I'm going. Say hi as you're hopping on. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how your Christmas was. Ours was pretty good. It was pretty uneventful. We did a big breakfast because, like I said, my daughter and her boyfriend were here. So we did a huge breakfast. We did presents and everything, and then they had to leave to go to his house, and then we just kind of, me, Haley, and Eric just kind of hung out and watched TV and did much of nothing. We didn't even cook a huge dinner or anything. We just kind of, I think I made macaroni and cheese or something. How crazy is that, right? So I'm going to take the stencil. So that's as quick and easy as it was. I'm going to take the stencil and I'm going to throw it in the water bath. Now I won't let it sit too terribly long over there, because if you let the stencil stay in there too terribly long, what'll happen is it'll lose its stickiness, and you don't want it to lose its stickiness. Now, even if it loses its stickiness, you can still use the stencil. It's just that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to use, and you're going to have to be a little bit more careful with it. Let's see. This one is going to be first I drink coffee, then I do things. So when I take the paste, I just slap a little bit on there. You don't have to paint it on there and try and get all the spots, all the white space. You don't need to get it all filled in until you're squeegeeing. It's just like screen printing, guys. So you just squeegee all the paste down, and all the excess goes right back into the paste jar. You pull it up, and bam, there you have it. Quick and easy. So this one's going to be that one's going to be double-sided. And again, I'm going to take this stencil and put it over in the bath. Now, when I wash my stencils and then I put them on the puppy pad to dry, what I will do is I will take and blot them down with a towel. So this way, there isn't water on the back of it. It might be a little damp, but there won't be standing water on there. You don't want standing water on there, because if you have the standing water on there, again, it will lose its stickiness. Now, one of the other things you want to do, especially on some surfaces, is you want to take in, when you're putting your stencil down, you'll want to squeegee it down kind of like this. And that helps make sure that there's no air bubbles or anything like that in there. And that will help you continue to have crisp, clean lines. This one I'm going to use brown on. And this one's only going to be single-sided because the other side is not chalkable, basically. But again, it's the same thing. Now I can do this with inks on fabrics, on mugs, ceramic mugs, and all that kind of stuff, and make it permanent. Ooh, I didn't like how that turned out. So, as you can see, this doesn't always turn out perfect, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. But if you look at that, you can see how it kind of bled through underneath there. And this is fairly smooth, so it's not like, well, I just messed that up. So I just messed the B and the butt up. So we're going to actually, I wonder, let's see if this will work. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Ooh, it's coming off, guys. It's just going to give it like a little brown. Oh, I like that. That actually looks kind of cool. So it messed it up. So typically on porous surfaces like this one, you can't wash it off. It'll get into the pores and it will stay in there. But I was able to just wash this all off. So that's kind of cool. So I don't like how the brown on there went through and bled underneath. Even though I did squeegee it down to make sure all the air pockets and make sure it had a tight seal on it. Now, the reason I'm off screen is because I'm actually washing that stencil so I can bring it back over and use it again. And this time I won't use this brown. I don't know if it was the paste or why it did that. So you cannot always fix your mistakes, but sometimes you can make them so they're not so noticeable, I guess you could say. So we're going to try it with the black and see how that goes. And we're going to do this really good. And get this down there. And hopefully time I won't have any of the excess bleed through. And sometimes it's just the stencil. And it happens like that, guys. All right, let's see. Hopefully. Oh, that's much better. There we go. See, no bleeds. So it must have been just that paste. Sometimes it happens like that, though. But that's why I do enjoy working with the washable chalk paste. It's because then I can go ahead and fix mistakes like that. All right. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to dry, make sure these are dry because I'm going to flip them over and I'm going to chalk on the other side. So you guys have any good plans for New Year's? I think we're going to have a little get-together, small get-together at our house. Not sure yet. Not sure how that's going to work out this year. We typically do have a small little gathering at the house and do the traditional, we do some, what's that called? Can't even think right now, guys. The sauerkraut and kielbasa. We'll do some of that. All right, so those are dried up. And see, this stuff doesn't take that long to dry, so it goes rather quickly. Now, if you were doing layers, you'd want to make sure, and I'm going to put this underneath it just to make sure. Now, let's see. I think we're going to do, I think on this one, we're going to do coffee is my love language on the other side. So we're going to have hangry on one side and coffee is my love language on the other side. And we're going to do it in 2 separate colors. And when we do it in 2 separate colors, I do the paste and peel method. So we're going to do the coffee is my love language and the coffee mug in black. And then the little steam up top, we're going to do that in a light brown. You can see I'm trying to be a little bit more careful so I don't color outside of the lines. Sometimes coloring outside of the lines is good, but this time it's not. So I'm going to do the paste and peel method. So I pasted, and now I'm going to go ahead and peel this up. I'm going to put one of these stir sticks down so I can just gently lay that back down. And the stir stick will be a buffer. Then this way the paste does not dry on the silkscreen portion of it. You don't want the paste to dry on the silkscreen portion. If you've watched me, you notice I'm working rather quickly on these. I don't dilly-dally. I don't take my time. You want to hurry up, get it pasted, pull it off. This way the paste does not dry, because you saw how quickly the paste dried. Even with my heat gun, it was already pretty much dry before I did the heat gun on it. But you want to make sure that your paste does dry, or your paste does not dry on the silkscreen portion of it before you pull it off. If it does dry on there, when you pull the silkscreen portion of it up, when you pull your stencil off, the entire, most of the paste will come up with it. And that's not good. You don't want that to happen. So we have the coffee, oh yes, will that fit? Or should we do the rise and grind? So that has, first I drink coffee and then I do things. I think we're going to try the rise and grind on this one. And then we're going to be done, guys. Quick and easy Saturday chalking. And what we're going to do on this one is we're going to do, let me get another little guy out. So if you see, I have all kinds of different sizes of the squeegees, and that helps to be able to get into different areas, because sometimes you don't need a larger squeegee because you need to get into a smaller area. All right. And then sometimes I'll take, when I'm doing this, instead of using the spatula there, I'll just put the paste on the squeegee and do it that way. There are so many different ways that you can do your chalking, that you can put your paste on here, and no way is more right or more wrong. It's just however you are most comfortable with doing this. It's a beautiful day out there today. We went into town a little bit earlier, got a couple things on the list of things to get, the to-gettin' list. And it is just absolutely beautiful out. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put this down there so I can do the black little guys here. And then we're going to be done, guys. Ooh. And that's it. Let me throw that in there and I'll show all these to you. And that's it. Just a quick, easy Saturday afternoon chalking. We have your rise and grind. And then on the other side, we've got first I drink coffee, then I do things. So a cute little double-sided 5x5 shelf sitter. I'm actually going to put this down because my luck, it'll flop over on the wet part. This is a cute little 4x3 shelf sitter, but first coffee. And these would be great for your tiered trays too. If you have like a coffee one, wouldn't that be cute? Coffee is my love language. This is 5x7. And then on the back side, hangry. So it could be dual purpose. And I'll take some pictures of these so you can actually see them without them being backwards, because, you know, that's how I do my lives. I do need to get it set up to where I'm doing it to where you guys can see the things correctly, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Chalking with Babycakes. Stay tuned. I do plan on going live a bit more often in the near future here, and doing some pre-records. So this way, if I'm unable to go live, I can actually have some pre-records and you can see me making some cool things, see me making what I'm selling, because all this stuff will be up for sale. Watch for it out on my website at babycakescreations.com. If you're not busy on Wednesday the 30th, join me for a live sale. I'm having an end-of-year blowout, you could say. I have about 50 to 60 items picked out for a live sale on the 30th at 7 o'clock. And we'll get through them quickly. You'll have 48 hours to shop the replay if you can't join me on the 30th. And then we'll be done. And then we'll go into January and everything will be fine and fun. So if you can, join me on Wednesday the 30th for that. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I hope it's beautiful where you're at, like it is here today. And I will talk with you later. Bye-bye, guys.